Shadun, shading, shadun. I'm trying to get better at the finger picking. Hold on, let me just do this. Is this good, guys? Does it sound impressive? It's not really that impressive if you see my hand. I mean, the finger style is pretty cool, but I'm just descending by a single note. It's really hard, and it hurts my fingers. Oh, sorry, I know this one. Hold on. Big booty Latinas, it's so over for me. Fuck. Need to get better at fingerstyle picking. It's so over, it never began.
Oh my goodness, it never began. It never began. It never began.
My fingers hurt. My balls hurt even more. Not really. But it sounded like comic relief for a surprisingly sensual, romantic, warm conversation between myself and an inanimate object, aka my phone. There it is. There's my, to turn on my fan. There we go. Took down my previous video because I didn't really like it. It's just what it was. Wasn't too fond of the video. But my nose. What is it called? Did I bring it up or not? But I want to say around a week ago, I think, one of my old friends from my school messaged me, and he was like, he told me he was in college. I think he already graduated, but he was at college. He did guitar stuff, and we were talking about a few other things, and it was just via messaging and a lot of stuff. And I never brought this up, but I think it kind of like corresponds to what I want to talk about in this video. But I haven't spoken to this guy, I think, since like 2021. He was a good friend of mine. And when I spoke to him a few days ago, a week ago, he knew information about me that I don't think I ever gave him. So what that tells me is that people gave away information about me that I didn't intend for anybody. I told them in confidence, and of course they broke that, and now, like the plague, people know about my circumstance, which I'm not necessarily too upset about, because it wasn't like I was being ridiculed. It was more like, to me, it feels more like a pity conversation. Like, hey, bud, are you okay? How are you doing? Nothing like that was even remotely said, but maybe it's just my negative thinking, but that's where I kind of draw my conclusion. And he knew like where I was living temporarily, my family. And I assume he knows a lot about the rest of my life, as in the people I've lost from death. Like this shows you how negative I am. I find it humiliating that there have been things that there have been bad things that have happened to me since we last. I think what it is that because we're all so young, it's kind of like a terrible thing. Like imagine you're 18, 19 years old, and you had like a best friend all throughout your school. It was great, and then you find out that both his parents passed away. He's homeless. Not saying that's what my situation is, but like hypothetically, you find out one of your best friends, your old best pals from school, you find out, boom, oh, did you hear about Jimmy? Oh, Jimmy, yeah, he lost both his parents. He's homeless. He's a drug addict. Like, you almost feel like what the hell just happened? You know, so, and maybe it's like a status thing, but I don't want people to feel pity for me, or like, I don't want people to, maybe it's a man thing, I don't know. I don't want people to look at me as like, people in like, my old friends in like 15, 20 years when they have kids, I don't want them to look at me and be like, to their kids and be like, oh yeah, I once had a friend. His name was Harvo Mel, and he was a friend. He was a cool guy. He was nice, but he just got shit on a little bit in life. Like, not saying like I don't want them to like victim pity me, whatever it's called. Like I don't want my old friends to go to their kids and be like, oh yeah, I knew this one guy, and they're all like fucking gossipy about me and being like, oh, his somebody, his dad passed away, and he was like, he was pretty I don't want to say much, like, I'm trying to move on, but like, I don't want them to like look at me as like some example of like, I don't know, like I just don't want that. I don't want people to think of me as like a person who, I got dealt shit hand in life. I feel somewhat accurately. I wouldn't say it's the worst deck ever given, nor would I say it's the worst in the country or state, but I think it's a pretty shitty deck I was handed. But I feel like that's such a common thing to think. But what I'm trying to get at is like, I don't want people to look at me and be like, oh, I once had a friend, his name was Harvo Mel. He was a real cool guy, but he had a shitty ass life with a shitty ass home life, and there was a lot of abuse that he went through, and he dealt with a lot of loss. He lost a parent, and because of that, he became like a homeless person hypothetically in the future if I don't get my act together and get a job. But let's say it's not even hypothetically, it's most likely the most plausible future. Well, I once knew this guy, Harvo Mel, had a shitty ass childhood, kept it a secret, one day kind of imploded and told everybody all this sensitive information, and then he kind of embarrassingly, with his tail tucked between his legs, kind of walked away from everybody because he was embarrassed about it. And then after that, it ate him away from, it just kind of destroyed him. He was never the same ever since. He lost his parent. He became homeless hypothetically, and then fucking resorted to like drug addiction, and then died at 23 or 24, whatever, hypothetically. That's not where I'm at right now, but like, I don't want that to be, I don't want people to have pity or like victim, kind of like thingy going on. I just kind of like, I want to get my shit straight. I want to like, I know a lot of people don't like, fuck, I won't even say who said it, fuck it, but I heard a quote somewhere that was like from a negative person, someone like me. They went on an interview and they were like, oh, it's so over because of this and because of that, and I was homeless and yada yada yada, just being super negative like me. And then the interviewer said, he was like, as long as you're alive, as long as you're breathing, you can, you could still fix yourself. Or I said it like terribly, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said something along those lines. He was like, just like, as long as you're alive, it's not like you had potential, it's that you still have potential. It's not had, you have. And for me, I kind of like, I try at least, because again, I'm very negative, I'm pretty fatalistic, but I try to be, not so negative, but I fail at it every once in a while. But yeah, I was, dude, I don't know, like I try to be comedic. I'm not really funny, but I try to be comedic about some stuff, and I kind of just, it doesn't make me any happier. It's kind of over. But what was I talking about? We spoke on and off, my friend and I, Alexis, and it wasn't like terrible conversation. Like, again, it was via text, so it wasn't that bad, but it was kind of like basic, like just conversation. And I haven't really spoken to this guy again since like 2021. I haven't seen him or heard of him in a long while, and I feel kind of bad because, again, like I feel like I let a lot of them down, because a lot of them, again, know from my own big mouth, which is my own fault, on a lot of the things I went through. Like, am I the only one that's embarrassed about that stuff? Like, it's weird because, like, as an example, completely, again, like, if you know, you know, but I'm not trying to bring it up anymore, but I had a friend who, you know, he told me when I was a kid, one of my cousins, you know, he like did bad things to me, like, you know, like sexually, he did bad things to me. And for me, I was like, I felt the most amount of sympathy, and I was like, dude, fuck that person, like don't, like, you know, like you're my friend, and you'll always be my friend. Like, you know, it was like I didn't feel anything bad towards him. Like, it wasn't. But again, hypothetically, like, if I was, let's say I was severely beaten. I wasn't like beaten with a crowbar, but I'm just saying, for the sake of the hypothetical, if I were hit with a crowbar severely, I would be humiliated about it. Is that normal? I think that's not normal. I think most people would understand it's not their fault for somebody else lashing out on them, but for some reason, I think that way. I blame myself for a lot of the bad things that happened to me. And you know, further elaboration on that is, like, I do feel like the stuff that I told them in regards to, like, a lot of the unfortunate stuff, I'll call it, that happened to me as a kid, it brought me severe humiliation, and not necessarily from them. They didn't say anything bad remotely towards me, but it was all my own doing. I again, that negative voice in my head telling myself, you know, they think of you like this, you're weak, you're pathetic, yada yada yada. And I think I kind of just internalized a lot of that, and because I didn't want to confront it, because maybe it is true, I allowed it to become the perspective in which I thought, or still think, is the perspective that I think is factual. But I don't think that's normal anymore, right? I don't. If you had a friend, I'm not saying, like, you don't have to actually comment, but I'm just saying, like, if you had a friend and they were like, damn, guy, I feel so depressed because when I was a kid, my uncle used to beat me really hard with a crowbar, you'd probably be like, I would assume, you'd be like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. But to me, like, that, like, I just feel like a bitch. I feel like weak. I feel like just soy boy, you know. I don't know, I feel like guilty for what happened to me. I don't know, maybe I just like shitting on myself, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I just finished sending a voice message to my old friend Alexis, playing the guitar, because again, he started playing the guitar, so I was like, oh, here's me playing the gazebo guitar, and, you know, it's just rah, 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 rah. It's fun. And I just feel so, like, I don't know, like there's no void, like there's a void. I don't know, like I struggle to connect with people. I feel so embarrassed. I feel so disgusting. And I shouldn't even be feeling that way. You know, what the fuck, like, I don't know, I shouldn't be feeling like that. But I think it's because, like, as a guy, as a man, you are supposed to be a certain way in society. And if something bad happened to you, it's like it completely undermines everything. And it says, no, you are a weak bitch. You are a coward. You're pathetic. You know, you're not a man anymore. You're some weird abomination. You're a coward. You're some weird Frankenstein thing with all these negative attributes stitched onto it. And again, I need to stop thinking like that. So I guess this is a way of me confronting that again. And I don't know if I said it or not, but tomorrow I might be going on a jog. I'm not gonna like run. I'm too old now. I'm 22. If I run, I'm gonna like break my ACL, BCL, TCL, RCL, CDL, everything. My entire body. I'm too old. Being facetious, but you know, but I might jog a little bit, like intervals, just for the sake of like just getting the blood flow working. You know, bam, bam, bam. I would like to inevitably start trying to prioritize also losing weight. Right now it's just to get out of the house, and that's going to remain the main prerogative. But I might intertwine the idea of also getting some cardio in it for the sake of losing weight. Good thing is I'm not super fat. I'm not like 300, 400 pounds. You know, I'm like average American fat, I think. I'm still fat. I'm not skinny. But I'm just like, I don't know. Might take down this video too. This one's kind of embarrassing too, but you know, I do that a lot. I make a video, take it down, upload it, take it down, upload it, take it down. So I guess that's pretty much it. I'm gonna keep the video short. How long is the video? Damn, bro. I really talk too much, man. I thought this video was like 8 minutes long. It's 17 minutes long, and I do apologize for that. So I will go ahead and start closing off the video. See you guys later. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.